I found Abrazo. Actually, I was incarcerated in jail, so one of the girls actually introduced me to going to Abrazo for adoption because they told me it was going to be an open adoption.
Abrazo Adoption Associates is based in San Antonio. We work with parents and children nationwide, except New York, and it's a different kind of place. We like to say this is the best little agency in Texas, because it is, but it's the people that make us different.
I see she's happy, I see she's thriving, and I know I did the right thing. Cheese.
There's a lot of motivation and people that are by your side. You don't have to go through it by yourself.
At Abrazo, we practice what's called full disclosure open adoption. What this means is that at Abrazo, the mothers who come to us to make an adoption plan for their child get to choose the family that they want to have raise the baby. And the adoptive families who come to us, who all have documented infertility, have the opportunity to know and love the child's birth mother, and they maintain a relationship across the child's lifespan.
I think if once you have that openness from the beginning, it just makes the whole situation better throughout. You know, they know who their birth mother is, and they know that we're their adoptive parents, and it's just, they know from the front end of it. It just makes it easier on everybody.
This isn't anything new. People think it sounds new, people think it sounds scary, but it really is just going back to the way that adoptions were done before social workers and adoption agencies and attorneys took it over.
I live in San Antonio. I live with my grandma. She adopted me, but I call her mom because she's legally. And our dad was her son.
I live in Houston, Texas. I live with my adoptive parents.
I live in Blacksburg, Virginia.
What's it like to be adopted?
Well, sometimes you never know what's gonna happen. It could be happy or it could be sad. Sometimes, most times, it's pretty exciting.
Adoption is such a sacred exchange between birth families and adoptive families. And adoptees need to know where they came from in order to be sure of where they're going.
Adoption and infertility can be very painful and it's an emotional experience. So yes. You need that. You need not just the emotional support that goes along with it. The whole process, they were wonderful to work with, not just during the adoption, but afterwards, helping us deal with it, with all the issues that come along with it.
For me, it was a big deal to have some type of. I'm a kind of a warm, fuzzy guy, and I like someone that that feels right. We found Abrazo, and they had this orientation weekend, and we'd never heard that before. And it was a very small investment of time, and to come for a weekend, learn, and that made all the difference in the world. And I mean, it was. And when we had the orientation weekend, we went through the weekend, it answered so many questions that no one else answered, and really no one else answered for ourselves about adoption. So that was, for me, and for us, it was that warm and fuzzy that we were looking for, and we knew that Abrazo was a place for us to start.
Birth mothers love the children they place. Make no mistake about that. They're not giving up a baby, they're placing a child, and they're not walking away and forgetting about that child. Birth mothers want to know where their child is going, and they want to know how their child is doing, and they need to know that their child understands that this was a decision that was made out of love.
I chose adoption because at the time I was staying in the streets, and I didn't want my kids to be in the streets with me. It was an open adoption, and I figured that would be the best way for my kids to still know who I was without having them feel like they were neglected.
The more we read about open adoption, the more we realized that that was the right way to go for our future children. We wanted a healthy relationship. We wanted them to know from the beginning that they were loved by a lot of different people. And so yeah, and Abrazo was very committed to that open adoption.
We're very close to our birth family. They live in Texas, so unfortunately we don't get to see them very often. But we text, we're on Facebook together, we speak on the phone, we're a lot like sisters. My daughters are blessed with a birth sibling, actually two, a brother and a sister. So they're very close.
We're family. And one of the ways that we celebrate being family is through our annual reunion. We call it Camp Abrazo.
I love Camp Abrazo.
It's held at a dude ranch in the Texas Hill Country every summer. It's an event that is BYOB, which means to us, bring your own birth family. So our adoptive families and our birth families and our staff and relatives and friends get together for a weekend every summer, just to be together, just to celebrate all of the miracles that adoption has wrought.
I love Camp Abrazo because we get to see a lot of people that we don't know, and it's like our family.
I get to see my sisters.
I have time with my family.
We get to ride horses all together.
That's fun.
I like it because we get to meet new people that are adopted and have different families like us.
We all look forward to it a lot, and being able to see all of the wonderful people that are here that are on the same journey that we are, and we can talk about things in an open way, in an honest way, and it's just a wonderful experience.
There we go.
The very best of adoptions are life transforming. If you come to Abrazo and we don't change your lives, we haven't done our job. In the best of adoptions, the birth family's life is changed. The adoptive family's life is changed. But best of all, the child's life is changed.
Go to Abrazo if you want to open adoption and still have communication with your kid, to be in your kid's life and everything like that, and to see them grow up, even though you're not the one raising them, but you pick great parents to raise them. So I would honestly have my friends go to Abrazo than anywhere else.
It was immediate. I knew that Abrazo was home, where we needed to be.
Children need both roots and wings, and open adoption gives them that.
Very nice.
That was awesome.